What's up guys, it's John Aquaviva. Today we're going to be looking at my two favorite watches in my current collection. These are of course the Citizen Grand Touring Sport and the Oris Aquis. Now we're going to start off with the Citizen because of how overlooked this watch is. In my opinion, for the price, I paid £450 for this new. You can get it for between £450 to £500. I mean, just look at that crystal, just to start off. Just look at the crystal and the anti-reflective coating on it. Excellent, by far the best anti-reflective coating I've ever seen. It looks like there's no crystal there. It looks like you could just go right in and touch the dial. Now, this watch for the money is the best value watch you can get. I mean, you're getting an amazing watch for the price you're paying. In terms of build quality, it's got a solid movement with the Miyota 1912, which is pretty much the same as the 1915, but it's used exclusively for Citizen watches. I mean, just look at that. It's a beautiful watch. I understand it's got kind of a Marmite effect, especially because of this Panerai-esque, Ploprof-esque crown guard, which I personally really like. So you have to lift that up to be able to actually change the time of the date. It has got obviously a sapphire crystal, metal insert, aluminium insert in the bezel. Now the bezel isn't that great. I mean, it feels a bit flimsy, to be honest. I don't know if that's because of this one in particular or if they're all like that, but it does feel a bit flimsy. It's got a bit more play than I would like, but I mean, it is a solid bezel. It's got a nice sounding click. Let's align that up. Easy to grip. Now, this is a big watch, but to be honest, it doesn't play as big as it is. It's a 44mm watch, but it's really comfortable on the wrist. It has obviously a really nice wrist presence, and personally I have no complaints with the size. I think it's the perfect size for the kind of design they're going with. Now let's have a look at the case back. This case back shows the Miyota 1912 movement with a custom Citizen rotor, which I really like. Obviously the movement isn't really anything to look at, but it's still nice to have, and I really like the look on that rotor, so I'm definitely happy that they decided to put an exhibition case back in this one. If you look at the bracelet, once again, no complaints there. Very solid bracelet. It's got screw-in links, very solid clasp with the Citizen name etched on to the bottom of the clasp. Solid buckle with a push deployant. So once again, no complaints on the bracelet. Now let's move over to my Oris Aquis. This is a Sunburst blue dial, which is just beautiful. Just look at how it plays with the light. Now obviously a lot of people love this watch. This isn't an underdog like the Citizen is, but some of the things I really like about this one are the bezel. It's really nice, a ceramic bezel. It's got a really solid bezel as opposed to the Citizen. No real play whatsoever, and really nice sounding clicks all around. 120 clicks. Let's line it up. Obviously the face is the thing that sold me on this watch. I mean, just look at that. It's just a beauty, and it's got the sword hands with the high chrome polish on the edges. The same goes for the markers inside the dial all round. It's got the date window at 6 o'clock, which is actually a really nice place for them to have put it, because it doesn't throw the design off balance, and it doesn't make it look too busy. It keeps kind of like a classic look, even though this is kind of like an everyday beater watch, kind of like a tool watch, so to speak, although I do think that you can dress this up and make it look really good. Now, my favorite part about this watch, besides obviously the face, is the bracelet. The bracelet is the best bracelet I've had. It's just so solid. So I mean, once you hold it in your hand, you just realize that this is a really high quality bracelet. It's got, as you can see, polished edges with brushed centerpieces. and just the way it looks, the way it plays with the light, the light kind of cascades off of it. It just looks beautiful, and it's got a really solid clasp and a very solid clasp on it with a push release. It's quite a lot more substantial and more solid in the click than the Citizen is. This does have a diver's extension as well, right under there. So you just push this down, it comes right up. So that's useful, even though I'm never gonna go diving, but it's good to have it. The case back is the typical Oris red rotor, which I personally don't like as much as what Citizen did on the Grand Touring. I do like the dash, the touch of color, but I don't really like the rotor's appearance. And another thing I don't like about the case back is how much text they've put on it. I mean, if you can see there, they've put text on every empty space, and I just think it's overkill. It kind of cheapens the watch at the back. I would have preferred if they would have just maybe just put 2 lines of text, maybe one there and one there. That would have looked a lot better, a lot cleaner in my opinion. In this one you've got the Sellita SW200 movement, which is of course a clone of the ETA 2824, so a solid movement. I've had no problems with the movement. I think it's running at about plus 3 per day, while the Citizen is about plus 4. Now, if I had to compare these two watches, which obviously isn't that much of a fair comparison because of the substantial price difference, these can currently be had for around £700 to £800. I got this for just over 700 new. Personally, I prefer the size of the Aquis. I think it fits better for me personally. I think it looks better. Obviously the Aquis has a more elaborate face, and with the ceramic bezel and a more solid bezel at that. What I do like on the Citizen is the way that they've put the date with that kind of like a sandwich style. It just looks really good, whereas on the Aquis it's more of just like a simple date window. And on the Citizen, I do really like the profile. I know this doesn't make much of a difference, but the profile just looks really nice compared to the Aquis, which is a bit boring. And also the anti-reflective coating on the Citizen is definitely a lot better than on the Aquis, as you can tell. I mean, the Aquis, even though it does have a decent amount of anti-reflective coating, it still throws off a lot of light, especially in this color. So yeah, that definitely goes to the Citizen. And as I said, I prefer the case back, both the actual case back, the metal part, as well as what they did with the rotor on the Citizen than on the Aquis. Anyways guys, that's all for today. Till the next time, peace.